Really quick before the video starts, if you want to buy cheap Rocket League items, be sure to head to rl.exchange. The link to the website is in the description. They support every platform and very fast delivery. Also, be sure to use code RLS at checkout for a 3% discount. Enjoy the video.
Yeah, they are the team who have the biggest chance of doing it, though. I think I agree with the desk we were saying earlier on today. If there is a team out of this lower bracket who can actually beat BDS in a bracket reset, it's got to be Vitality. They've got the stamina. They've been in this position before. They know how to bring their A game when it matters most.
Well, here we go then. First best of 7 of what I'm sure many people are hoping are going to be 2 of them. Team BDS, who are the reigning champions of the region. They've been almost untouchable all season long against Team Vitality, the team that they usurped the throne from. Let's get ourselves into this one. You see, just Mark caught off it slightly late there, extra. Would have wanted that a little bit cleaner than he ended up getting it, but Team Vitality not willing to press forward too much right now. Very peak, looks for the top corner, can't quite get it, and Alpha dives on through. The magic number here today for Vitality is 28. That is the amount of games they would have to have won today to take this major.
And half of them in the grand final, of course, this being a bracket reset format.
They've done half the work.
Good luck. This will be, I mean, if they can win this series, if they can win the next series as well, that would be easily one of the most incredible accomplishments in Rocket League history. They're off to a good start. They're rattling the crossbar multiple times. And, you know, we saw some great faith from the BDS defense. Like you mentioned, Mark, by being called off clear, and he listened to the call. But, you know, they did kind of get in each other's way at the same time. And, you know, for now, BDS do look like they've started off just a little bit rougher around the edges. Vitality needs to capitalize.
I've actually lied to you there, Johnny. It's 35. Sorry, it wasn't difficult enough just yet.
Good try, good try.
Good try, indeed. Sorry, I thought 20. I heard 20 in my head, and I was just like, you know what? That seems very difficult to do against the level of this quality. And then we realized, no, we make you work even harder for it around here. You have got to be at top level to come from that lower bracket. Try and take the entire thing. KAYDOP just taking his time. That's very well played. Let it hook itself onto the wall. Then get rid of it, but still, BDS on the offensive push. Very difficult to escape. Once they've got you over here, they just prioritize. Get your boost. They'll even attack you on the way back through. Very tentative start here, though, from both teams. We know that they can play a pace or two above this. BDS, I think, arguably haven't needed to play at their full pace throughout this regional. They still find themselves in this position, in the driver's seat for the grand finals. Now reach the halfway point, very peak. Looks to it. To himself, Alpha decided to join in the party, and that does force KAYDOP to stay quite far back, and this is exactly why. Goes straight for the net. Alpha, lightning reflexes to get to that one. Here's the second double tap. 2 players required to keep it away. On the backboard one more time. KAYDOP big enough, and now he can try and break. It's only extra by himself. He won't be able to get to it. And BDS caught on the counter punch.
And a huge play by the champion of 3 Rocket League World Finals, KAYDOP with the save, KAYDOP with the goal. And, you know, we talked about this earlier today, Shogun. With the career he's had, it would be totally fine to just hang it up and become a full-time content creator. Just, you know, take it easy, let someone else win for a change. That's not how KAYDOP does it. He just keeps on winning, and the drive to win will never go away for him.
Yep, he is. I mean, we've seen it on the cameras all weekend long. There is passion like we have not seen from any player before.
Yeah.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he uses them to make himself better. He's going to need all of that. He has looked outstanding this entire weekend. That's off the post, and can't be saved. Marked by 8. That is a statement of intent.
Oh my goodness, how did Mark get this past KAYDOP? That's actually a great touch, and he's somehow bumped KAYDOP into the ball after knocking the ball past KAYDOP. Obviously, he doesn't have any idea that's what's going to happen when they both flip with this. But that is what has happened. He's got the touch past KAYDOP, beats him to the ball after the bump. KAYDOP collides, sends it on his own net, and it was just too far gone for Vitality to bring back. Huge play by Mark by 8, speed in the offensive corner. Now, likewise for Vitality. What a read from Alpha 54.
Well, this is what you want to see from Alpha. KAYDOP gets it over to him, and Alpha gives him the shout. You leave that. No double tap for you. I've got this one. And that is exactly what he provided. And it's good to see Vitality so willing to send everybody at this, because BDS have had an aura of invincibility around sending all three against them. Not many teams have wanted to do it. Very few teams have seen any success given that strategy. KAYDOP, though, wants to try and put this one clear of BDS. We know that Vitality can slow the pace down very, very well. Rely on some of the individual plays of their team. Right now, they're going to rely on a little bit of individual defense from KAYDOP. No worries for him. Infield pass over to Mark. Alpha called off again by KAYDOP. And KAYDOP has decided to lead not only from the comms, but by example for this tournament. And he's been very much needed.
Yeah, they're all playing very well right now. Vitality not tired after that lower bracket run. At least not yet. They are the stronger team from the start until now. BDS have looked menacing, and they always do, but it's Vitality who continue to pile on the pressure. This time an infield pass, and it's KAYDOP on the end of it once more, 3-1.
There was nothing BDS could do. Underneath, KAYDOP has come online here. And we thought Championship just Sunday KAYDOP only applied to lands. He has figured this out, and he is looking phenomenal here in game number 1. That's for BDS. We know that they've got levels above this. We know that at any moment, the pre-jumps are going to start, and they are just going to almost read the script 2 pages before we actually get to play it out. MONKEYMOON, and he's made a game of this. One kickoff for BDS to find another goal.
Yes, great pass. MONKEYMOON knocks it forward. Extradus lobs it up in the air. MONKEYMOON breaks rotation to go back to towards the ball. I mean, you have to with only 6 seconds left in the clock. Okay, do Vitality have a good safe kickoff strategy here? We saw a disastrous kickoff for Dignitas. Send them into a spiral in game 7 of the previous game. Now, this hasn't gone out in an ideal way for Vitality. Now, it's got a whole lot worse, but Fairy Peak asserts its authority. It's gone long. BDS have to play the long game now.
Extra. Lays it off to Mark. Right over to KAYDOP. Looks to put it on target, and that will be enough to get the ball down to the ground. Team Vitality have got the first game, and it was a game that looked like it was slowly ramping up as the teams got familiar with where they're at.
Oh boy, we've got a series. I mean, it's like we said earlier, Vitality are the team for the job here. I can't think of anyone else who would even be remotely capable of beating BDS 2 times. I mean, we've only seen 1 game, but they are the team for the job on paper. And now they've proved that they are here to play in game 1. Huge performance from Team Vitality. Mechanically, they look to be BDS equals for now. And I say for now because I know BDS have got levels that they can go to, levels that I expect them to go to in terms of pace, in terms of aggression. But for now, Vitality appear to be their equals in that regard. And as long as they can keep up the consistency, they've definitely got a chance to make this interesting.
Well, that is a very, very good word for it, Johnny, because consistency is exactly what they require. It is a long, long road before they can get themselves through to that winner's side. They've got to win 8 games against BDS. Fairy Peak over the top. He's actually managed to get a buff, and he's found KAYDOP. Not a single member of Team Vitality does not look like they're in peak form.
Fairy Peak form right here. KAYDOP waiting in the middle with full faith in Fairy's delivery. And with 12 seconds gone in game 2, BDS, I think they've just realized that this is serious. They had the advantage in the upper bracket match against Vitality, leading 3-1. Vitality brought it back to game 7. Now it's Vitality with the edge in the matchup here. So will BDS be able to come back from behind?
KAYDOP, once again, looking to just try and threaten that infield pass. That's caused so much havoc for Team BDS's defense so far. It's not a good clear either. Fairy Peak back over to himself. BDS are just not hitting this as well as we have got used to seeing from them. There's usually one touch, pressure is gone, now Alpha almost the double tap for himself. And a very rare occasion where he won't.
Yeah, great job by Mark by 8 there. Just sticking in the midfield, making sure that, you know, if Alpha does miss this, I better have the next shot cover. Now that's half a chance. Alpha's going to make sure that he beats the BDS player to the punch, calls Perry off the follow-up. This is great communication by Vitality. So that's the kind of position that I always see Vitality double commit, where there is a bit of a scramble, somebody gets the ball half clear, and then 2 players go for it. But that time, Vitality had the comms. They made sure to, you know, they made sure just to let each other know what the plan is, so that they can help each other out.
So far, Vitality do not look to be putting a foot wrong. One goal against them was pretty much a forced error. The other one by Mark Bay was just pure genius. Oh, fake out by MONKEYMOON. They're looking to try and take advantage of this. Extra did not want to pull the trigger. Realized he would have been the final player forward for his team, and those have been difficult to get back.
Oh!
They've got... Oh, Extra deciding to actually go for this one. And he's still on the press, still looking for that mistake.
Oh, my.
Up. It is walking a tightrope at the moment for Vitality.
It's a difficult one to read. I mean, there's been so many bounces and so many hits in the past minute, which have just really not been what you would expect. Neither team able to read the game very well there, because the ball just keeps on pinging out in random directions. And I mean, we had Mark by 8 and MONKEYMOON colliding mid-air while trying to make a mid-air passing play work. So it's very difficult to decide, okay, which ball is actually being hit here, which one is just going to roll right through. But Vitality are just staying composed throughout this entire segment of play. Although BDS gaining more territory. Start of this game, it was Vitality pinning them back, doing a BDS what BDS do to everyone else. Now BDS are starting to get their offense rolling. It's all about the hard clears. MONKEYMOON sends one down the middle.
That lead is still by 1. KAYDOP and Fairy Peak both over. Double commit won't really hurt them too much. A lot of time here for them to recover. Especially with Alpha loitering in the midfield. Might even be able to do much more than that. For the demos, Extra takes his time. Fairy Peak already waiting for it. Vitality's back line so far forward at the moment. There is no fear over BDS's clear game, although a fake out from MONKEYMOON. Just always that extra player, though, from Vitality. Even the slight mistakes aren't going punished just yet. BDS, they will grow tired of this situation, and they will probably grow more and more ruthless.
You can see the danger. The Vitality are well aware of the danger. They're just, you know, probably coming to the middle of a season now where they are so sick and tired of seeing a BDS player take a shot for free in the middle of the box into an open net. Speaking of, Extra's got one right here, but KAYDOP gets up to it, knocks it into the corner. That's a great clear, actually, from KAYDOP, making sure not to hit off any walls hard so it sticks in that corner. Yeah, you can clearly tell Vitality just don't want to get beaten to the ball right now. They're willing to throw everyone at it, but even doing so, MONKEYMOON finds a way through. And with just under a minute left, they're back in a tie game.
Yeah, that's one of the situations where you just need someone on the goal line ready to pounce on the infield pass. And it was the first time that Vitality have not been ready for it. 1-1, Team BDS looking to reset themselves here. Vitality, though, that's the first real positioning mistake that has come back to haunt them.
It's
now
a tough
back out.
It's a little back pass, a very cheeky back pass for BDS to set up that play, just knocking the ball back into the corner to set up the infield pass. But Vitality are obviously expecting the backboard, or maybe even a shot to be threatened. But BDS are playing quite a tight-knit formation here. Vitality as well. It's a lot of quick balls pinging around. There's one into the back wall. Fairy Peak will knock it straight down the middle. It's over Extra. He takes his time here. He missed the boost as he was trying to turn around here. Concedes possession for now. Will Vitality be able to do anything with it? Alphys just jumped straight past the ball. Fairy Peak's on there to capitalize on the loose possession. And now he's dinked it into the middle. MONKEYMOON's right there with it. And wisely, KAYDOP chases him from behind to keep the ball pressure going. Doesn't want to leave Alpha stranded. 0-second play for Vitality has gone into the sidewall.
Fairy Peak takes over. Won't be able to get it past Extra. I think at that point, Vitality will just concede the overtime. Chance to put themselves halfway through to the bracket reset. I mentioned it's a long, long road, but a goal here helps them out so much. Don't let BDS get themselves going. Fairy Peak now over in the corner. Be able to follow up. Might have wanted KAYDOP to be a target man, but he was already covered. Instead, Fairy Peak looking for the backboard setup. become just a race. Both teams very happy to let that ball up into the air. Here is KAYDOP one more time.
Oh!
And it was always going to be a difficult shot, but he couldn't quite find it.
Yeah, that was exactly the position you want KAYDOP to be in. That's his bread and butter, just taking these high shots. When he's got a dodge available, he is such an accurate player, but he's missed the target there, and that's a great chance for Vitality, gone astray.
Just off target. Alpha can't quite guide it away. The infield pass not going to be collected by MONKEYMOON. He was sitting quite deep. Ooh, rare, actually. Vitality have focused almost the entirety of the offensive rotation on KAYDOP. Now MONKEYMOON, he's found his man, and he's wiped him out. BDS, out of nowhere, have full trust in each other, and it has worked out perfectly.
Oh, it's just a nightmare position for Alpha 54. Mark chasing him down. And Mark never really committed to that. He didn't jump into the air. He just waited patiently, knowing that Alpha is going to try and bait out some kind of jumping maneuver from him and then cut underneath him to save that shot. But patience from Mark by 8 just drives all the way towards the goal and then commits to hit Alpha 54 when Alpha's got no other option. Great stuff there by Mark. I mean, he's the one who got the first goal for BDS in the last game with that really unpredictable touch right next to the back wall. Now, he's completely caught Vitality off guard with a run-ahead demo play. I think it ended up being a bump, but it's the same thing when the ball's that close to you. It doesn't matter if you get demoed or bumped, as long as you've got more momentum than the goalkeeper, it's going in.
Now, you did bring up a point, actually, in that game that I really want to sort of go on about a little bit more, because we did speak about how Vitality wanted this to be their spot. They wanted to be #1. But for KAYDOP, it's a little bit more than that. This is a team over on BDS that is also kind of challenging his legacy in a bit of a way. They are challenging that Dignitas team that was just dominating back in Season 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And the majority of, bar one series in Season 6. That was the team that everyone looked at and said, that's the greatest team of all time. You need to start taking some accolades away from BDS, otherwise they are going to start entering that conversation once we get the chance to see, the international stage repopulate.
And the crazy thing about BDS is that I don't think they've even reached their full potential, not even close. I think this team's got unbelievable potential and a really, really high skill ceiling. Vitality, for a lot of people, we already consider the fact that they may have peaked already in a previous season, because at some point they were that team to beat in Season 7, World Champions, with 2/3 of this roster that we're currently looking at, runners-up at Season 8. They had a good year at the top of Europe for the most part. BDS, who knows how long they can stay in this dominant position that they're in. I think this, when we're looking at this series, this Game 3 is going to be telling. Because how many times have we seen BDS versus Vitality? Vitality play well, and then as soon as BDS get a foothold, it's over. BDS just roll away to the win. The fact that Vitality fought back in the upper bracket, it's going to be good for them later on, but for now they've just got to try and get back ahead, sure. They need this.
Say that about Vitality, I think that can apply to a lot of teams this season, especially in Grand Finals, where the first few games look close, and then BDS run away with it. Yeah. And we've had that so many times so far. Vitality do not want to be, well, I'm going to say added to the list, re-added to the list. They have sort of been on there with a whole host of other teams. Giants, top blow, so everyone has felt the wrath of BDS. Alpha over onto the wall. To leave it very peak, who decides Power and KAYDOP is his option. Now get straight back to him.
Yeah, Power and KAYDOP seems like a pretty good combination to me. But Vitality want to use that. I think that would be a great idea. Right now, the challenge game of BDS is limiting what Vitality are able to set up, and this is a good chance for them in the counter-attack. The passes have to be so quick. There's one, does go wide. The danger with these fast passes is it's much harder to react to it as the ball comes towards you. If you're even slightly mispositioned, getting the shots on target becomes a lot more difficult.
They're just one of those teams that work over in that corner incredibly well. They are always looking to try and create a chance. Over off the backboard, actually it's a misread. Very peak and take up the loose ball. And a rare occasion where BDS whiff on the back line.
Yeah, we have MONKEYMOON moving forward, left that for Mark by 8, who was probably thinking that Alpha had a second touch on that because it is Alpha 54 and he's flying towards the ball. You can't possibly anticipate him not hitting it. And yeah, first man there. As the smoke screen cleared, was very peak. So Vitality back in front. They've led now at some point in all 3 of the games we've had this series. So you know, for a team as experienced as them, I think this series you could say is going very well for them, Shogun.
It's a very different reality, which we'll be talking much more highly about Vitality if they've managed to go for a win the last game. Right now, they've got to maintain their focus, not drop the lead again, and not allow BDS to start really showing off their pace. Right now, it has just been, as you mentioned, a challenge game, and both teams will believe in themselves when it comes to that. To be very happy to try and take it. Right now, Vitality getting the better of them. MONKEYMOON, powerful clear. No one really to get a ball over to, though. It's a chance now for Vitality. What can they make of it off the backboard? Marked by 8, instantly recovers. Gets the ball rid. And now KAYDOP can't afford to put that into path of any BDS player, and he's done very well to avoid that. Transition is going to be a bit more difficult. Can't find the block. This is what Vitality need. This is just, nothing really happening when it comes to goal creation. And that is the perfect world right now for Vitality. They want this to be a very dull final minute. Although Alpha has only just landed, and he's going to be a little bit lower on boost. Off the backboard. Finally cleared by Fairy.
Yeah, it's been an extremely disciplined game for Vitality. They're not taking on BDS in bad fights. By that I mean there's no point flying up in an aerial if there's already a BDS player in the air for it. You're not going to beat them to the ball if you've seen them jump before you, and that's what Vitality are, refusing to fall for. They're not falling for BDS aerial domination, and they're just sitting back. Oh, what a touch by Alpha. That's cheeky to just play the ball into the corner behind him. Everybody on BDS completely wrong-wheeled by that one, as it's expected the ball to go over to the right-hand side. Vitality dominating the 50-50 game at the moment. They're not getting dunked on. They're not getting outplayed. They are playing this one as safely as possible.
Okay, we have to do it for 10 more seconds as well. KAYDOP back out to extra. Couldn't quite get it as accurate to mark by it as they would have wanted, but it's a misplay from Fairy. And I don't think many people were expecting that. As we started looking behind him and just went, well, what color is going to be the car that hits this next? But it's going to be BDS that have to keep this ball alive. Clear the ball long. There's nobody really around. MONKEYMOON can't reach it. And Team Vitality have got their second win.
That is a very well played game. That is so disciplined from Vitality. They haven't lost an aerial race in this game because they didn't take any bad ones. They just didn't go for the ball unless they were sure they could at least get a 50-50 out of the exchange. Very, very, high focus on recoveries, fast recoveries for Vitality. And that is what's kept them, from being at the mercy of BDS counterattacking play and the passing plays. When you've got more players ready to defend, it's much harder to get the ball passed through you. And that's what Vitality have done really well here. I've also, got to praise their defensive 50-50s. So many times you'll try too much in a position, especially in a low-scoring game. You'll think, yeah, I can flick the ball over this guy. Marked by 8? Yeah, I'm just going to flick the ball over marked by 8. And then all of a sudden he dunks on you and you get scored on. Yeah, Vitality know better than that. They're just playing for the 50-50s, playing for the safe option. And that is a great response to BDS winning game 2.
Well, we have talked about it before, about how for a lot of teams, speed is part of their Rocket League ego. Every team wants to be the fastest team.
So true.
And BDS are the fastest team. And they challenge other teams to that. They say, well, if you want to come and take the title, by all means, we will play you in that game. Vitality, though, they know better. They've played this in a match that still BDS are strong in. There's not very many styles that you can play that BDS won't be, but they've gone to their own strengths, as that could have been an opportunity from the infield pass.
I can already
experience.
Shogun, I can hear a keyboard right now somewhere in the east coast of the US, just clattering away, preparing a tweet about how many NA teams are faster than BDS. I think if I can, listening a bit closer now, it's definitely Rettel's keyboard. So just gonna have to keep an eye out for that one later.
Next level echolocation you've got there, Johnny.
No, it's just he's typing really loudly, actually. So.
Proper mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah, calm down, Rettles.
Well, speaking of mechanics, Alpha would love to show off some more of his, but right now he is seemingly following team orders. Don't try too much. And for Alpha, as much as I'm sure he would like to hit it, double tap, flip, reset off the ceiling.
Uh-oh.
He's not had a chance, and Well, speaking of the ceiling, Mark by 8 gets a pretty easy opportunity for himself. Off, well,
oh my.
reads.
That's the straight up bot impression for KAYDOP. Bronze bot impression from the 3-time world champion. I mean, I feel like that is, first of all, it's fine, happens. You know, sometimes you just end up in the worst position. The ball goes straight over your head and you're thinking, do I reverse up for that? Oh no, it's going way too fast. I better go forwards. And it's completely away from me. But you know, it must be really promising for all the viewers to, you know, see KAYDOP, one of the greatest to ever play the game, doing a bronze bot impression as he gets stuck on the wall there. And to just know, yeah, you know, it's fine to miss a boost. It's fine to just get stuck out of position. It can happen to anyone. Rocket League is hard. Oh, what a dunk. Alpha 54 ties it.
Speaking of difficult, here's Alpha, and playing against him will always be difficult. MONKEYMOON forced to try and play it as it came back down. I don't think there's a winning position there for MONKEYMOON. He's just got to try and win the challenge, and that's always going to be quite difficult. So one each. Team Vitality not having that moment that we have seen so often against BDS where, you know, a couple of goals go against you, that game go against you, and suddenly BDS are rolling their way through to victory. Instead, they're just rolling with the punches and countering very, very well as almost landed directly on top of KAYDOP. And this is what I do like from Vitality. They're not racing back either. They're not trying to respect BDS so much, just saying, all right, they're always going to get rid of this perfectly. Instead, they're just sort of loitering around in the passing zones. Maybe they try and put it this way towards me and I can intercept. And it has worked so far. So crucial though from KAYDOP to at least get to that one first. Pops up, KAYDOP pulls Alpha off yet again. Mark by 8, once again, looks to set up. Extra goes hunting for the goalkeeper.
Oh!
KAYDOP can't recover in time. BDS launched the squad at this defensive line, and Vitality did not have an answer.
Oh, what a great try by KAYDOP to save that. Credit to him for even keeping that close. He had to dodge a demo and then fly off the side of his own goal to try and save this in a 1v2, essentially. But you know, when you're in a 1v2 against BDS, even if you put up an absolutely heroic stand, you're still going to be just such an underdog. And the MONKEYMOON finds a way through. They lead once again. Chance for Alpha to rectify that. No reset yet. And actually not even going to get one. It's too low of an air dribble. KAYDOP's going to give one of his own a go. No way through. BDS not going to let Vitality pass by with an air dribble.
KAYDOP once again goes high. In comes Fairy Peak, and that was so difficult to read for the defense. Got to try and position for both opportunities from either KAYDOP or Fairy. They did well yet again in field. Nobody around. And as always, BDS ready to intercept. Fairy off the backboard, not quite there. MONKEYMOON gets there in time to take away the opportunity. KAYDOP once more. He's won the challenge. It's up to MONKEYMOON, who can't get there on time. KAYDOP ties us up at 2 each.
Oh my goodness, that first touch is absolutely disgusting from KAYDOP. To place the ball just exactly far enough away from the goalkeeper that you can bait him into pre-jumping a challenge, but not too far that you can't catch up to it. That is beautifully done. And then the mind game as well. Strong 50-50. KAYDOP sinks the wall shot. What a performance from this man. I mean, even when he's done things wrong in this game, he's not been far wrong. And just immediately gets right back on track. 2 goals for the legend. Vitality lead.
BDS, I feel like sending all 3 to score against KAYDOP was good for 1 goal, but you might have annoyed him just a little bit. Not too sure if that was the long-term strat as Alpha goes for his own double tap. Goodness, this has been a resurgent performance from so many players this weekend. Players that I'm sure a lot of people have looked at and just went, well, you know, maybe mechanically they're not quite there. They don't need it. You know, KAYDOP, he's still good mechanically, but he's so smart at everything else. He's always in the right position. And his team are in the right position to send themselves to match point against BDS.
Yeah,
I mean, like they would have 3 of them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy to see. And it's all been about KAYDOP for this game. I feel like everything that's happened has revolved around him in some way. It's just been, you know, he's in the spotlight. And when you put KAYDOP in the spotlight, he thrives.
Mark, you tried, mate. Mark, you shouldn't have bothered.
Yeah, they got to get the ball away from KAYDOP. You know, this is just bringing the best out of him. And Now, you said mechanically, you know, a lot of people have questioned him. You're absolutely right. You know, when BDS were dominating this matchup, it was the mechanics of KAYDOP, the mechanics of Fairy Peak that were under fire. But there's no visible mechanical disadvantage here. This is just purely, even a KAYDOP almost sends a floor pinch past MONKEYMOON. When you say the names the other way around, before today, I would think, sure.
I'm going to agree with them. When people turn around saying KAYDOP is the reason why they're not beating BDS, I think this is a good example of why that was. They didn't quite mean it as in KAYDOP's playing bad. They just knew how good he can be.
Yeah, well, I'll hope that that's what, you know.
We'll go for the positive take for the first time. But right now, final few seconds left. BDS have been taken under fire this entire series. They've got to try and find themselves one more opportunity. It's only a one-goal game, but it's a free series opportunity. Team Vitality. I think we got to argue the logistics of this here, Johnny. Would this be 1-7 under their record, or do they have to lose the entire grand final? I'm not too sure how this stat works.
Now you got to give them a win. It's a series, so you know if they get this win, they've got a win. I mean, BDS have never lost a series in a grand final because they won 2 out of 2 last time. So they're trying to grand slam here. They're trying to win absolutely everything in terms of majors. They won the first major. Now they're trying to win this one. But Vitality are easily the biggest test I've ever seen for Team BDS. I mean, even more so than Giants in the last regional event, because in that series, it was Giants just trying to hold on and trying to just match BDS in any way possible. Here we're actually seeing Vitality excel over and above BDS, and it's still close. BDS are still, of course, good enough to keep this very, very close. 1-goal games, lots of 0-second, very fast heart rate moments for Vitality fans. But Vitality have got 3 series points. This would be to reset the bracket. This would be to go completely even on the day with BDS.
Oh, that's not the way to start it. Extra. Gonna start off with a goal that will begin the creeping doubt for a lot of people. Just had nothing really, and Team BDS have got themselves the lead.
Well, you know, sometimes slowing down the play just ever so slightly or slowing down a shot is a good thing to do, and Extra showing why there. Fairy Peak was pre-jumping in front of him, going for a big block, anticipated a much faster arrival time for Extra, and Extra just, played it behind Fairy Peak, and it's on target. Everybody has faith in Fairy getting at least a 50-50 there. That's been Vitality's game plan today. You know, settle for nothing less than a 50-50. Don't even go if you're not getting one. So to see a ball just go straight past him must have come as a surprise to Vitality's third man. But I think they're going to have to get used to it, because BDS will find ways through at some point.
BDS did have a few leads recently. But as you can see from the scoreline, it has not mattered all too much. Alpha, once again, takes his time, but that was risky. Can't afford for that. We've seen so many goals this weekend scored by just instant challenges. Extra, once again, wants to try and double up. He's got past a few. Forces a challenge from Fairy Peak. KAYDOP will just see the ball away. In field, Fairy Peak unmarked, uncontested, and unstoppable.
What a pass by KAYDOP, and Fairy Peak hits it perfectly, in off the bar. Extra is on the right side of the goal line there to give himself a chance to save it if it bounces down, but it's just gone in all too quickly for him. KAYDOP and Fairy Peak, one of the most legendary combinations in all of Rocket League combined, and now MONKEYMOON gets past both of them. 2-1 BDS with an answer immediately.
And it's off the kickoff for a second time. MONKEYMOON catches Alpha out. So Alpha's had one, Fairy Peak's had one, and BDS have got their lead back.
It's a misread there from Alpha. Didn't anticipate the ball bouncing out there. Thought maybe it's going to stick a bit closer to the wall. Oh, what a pre-jump by Mark by 8. It's not got this again.
Oh my goodness.
But you bet MONKEYMOON does. 3-1. But this is all from a Mark by 8 interception. He's up for that before Fairy Peak even hits it. And then he calls it, he's faking it for MONKEYMOON, stops boosting into the ball. MONKEYMOON's got the finish.
Do we start adding extra words before the word pre-jump? Because I feel like calling that a pre-jump is a disservice to what we just saw.
It's a hard read, a soul read right there.
It's like a pre-jump sequel.
This is, I think, this is the moment that you were waiting for. This is the part of the series where BDS, you know, get a few goals in a row and then they completely take over. So Vitality have just got to go in damage control for a little bit here. As desperate as they probably are to just end this first series, get into the next one, get that bracket reset, you got to stop BDS from scoring, because if you give them too much confidence, if you allow them to just go absolutely swinging and, you know, put multiple goals into the net, you're in big trouble. But, you know, there's a lot of time left in this game for Vitality. They don't need to start pressing too aggressively just yet.
Oh, that's off the backboard. It might end up being a little bit more desperate had that gone in. KAYDOP. A little bit risky to leave that around whilst MONKEYMOON is ready and waiting. Still Vitality happy just to not rush their way out of this side of the field. And despite being 2 goals down, looking for the backboard this time. It's a good clear yet again. Forces Alpha to track back infield to KAYDOP. That's so accurate. It might actually be an opportunity for them. Alpha has got it! Just like that. Team Vitality have got it within 1.
Excuse me, Alpha 54? I need to borrow this man's reading glasses. How on earth did he predict where that was going? I didn't even know I needed glasses until I saw that.
I think it went in off a BDS player. I think it actually might have just been sort of shot straight downwards into him.
I mean, that was just
to see that one again. I'm looking forward to that between the games.
With the fact that he just leathered the ball into the middle as well towards KAYDOP. When KAYDOP just says middle, that's really all he has to say. And then Alpha's like, okay, here you go. Here's a 120km/h pass. Good luck. Of course, KAYDOP does fine with it.
Just be there. Let the ball, you don't hit it, you just deflect it. That might still be the 2-goal lead. Should Extra win that challenge, but he can't. And now it's KAYDOP on the breakaway. Double tap attempt. And instead, couldn't quite get the read. Not too sure how he was doing for boost on his way for the final hit. But this is a very workable position for Vitality. Got the goal before we started heading into the final few moments of the game. It means that BDS can't really lock down defensively. Very deep. So heavy on the first touch. Doesn't quite get his challenge. Vitality will just need that one chance yet again. KAYDOP. Shun wanting a pass. Didn't quite have it. Off the backboard yet again. Here's marked by 8. Shut down immediately yet again. 1 minute left. Game 5.
Oh.
Is this going to be the one to tie us up? Very peak. Almost 1v3ing BDS. That threat will be there for another 50 seconds.
Yeah, he got the one mind game by faking an air dribble, and then he got the second one just by wiggling. So I was really hoping Fairy Peak would go for the third mind game, even though there's almost no chance it's going to work. You have to try. Marked by 8 now off the post with the double touch. Alpha is first to the second ball. And now Fairy Peak with another air dribble. It sends it first time to the backboard, actually. Marked by 8 waits it. KAYDOP, early interception. Mark is in his way. Less than 30 seconds for Vitality. They're on the hunt for that equalizer. They don't want to go to game number 6 against BDS. They know all too well what a mistake that could be. They don't have a lot of time to work with now. This is where they have to just go completely all in.
Oh, but MONKEYMOON, he's won it. He's got his way through. There's the 2-goal lead. And there is BDS doubling up their game tally.
Huge.
This was never going to be that easy.
Yeah, huge read there by MONKEYMOON. Just had a good idea of where that ball was headed as the challenge came in on the first play there for Vitality. Just nips in front of the last defender and makes this, you know, all but confirmed. It's going to game 6. Vitality, I think, had to, like I said, had to go all in there, so can't really fault them for driving into the passing lanes and leaving the, you know, third man all by himself. It's fair enough. You're down by 1. There's not a lot of time left. And to be honest, I like the way Vitality played that comeback as well. They didn't just go too early, leave themselves open to more and more BDS pressure. They let BDS know that, well, you're not going to get any blowout wins, at least not yet. You're going to have to keep on defending that midfield line. You're going to have to watch out for these hard clears. And I mean, Fairy Peak as well, so you're going to be better watch out for the mind games. Next time, I expect them to just flick it first time to counterbalance that, you know, catch BDS off guard. But for BDS, like you said, this is exactly what we've come to expect from them. No surprises here. They get some monstrous reads to just dismantle Vitality's defense early on. Huge interceptions coming in. No, you know, less so than that marked by 8 read. But Yeah, well played. Vitality did keep it close at the end. They were coming back.
It's weird trying to describe this series right now because it's not, you know, breakneck speeds the entire time. It's sort of long periods of very tense chess happening, trying to get the little gaps available for these passing plays to maybe send it off the backboard. You know, it's just lulls followed up by explosive gameplay either side once that tiny mistake comes through. And we could very well be seeing a Game 7. That is the first of the 3 lives gone for Team Vitality. Alpha fakes out.
Wow.
Very peak. I'll say, hey, that was the third one I wanted earlier on. The backboard one more time, marked by 8, actually ends up leaving it, and that's a bad decision because Alpha's on the hunt. Drops down to Fairy Peak one more time. Alpha's still on the backboard instead. KAYDOP will try and take over, but BDS calmly clear, as they would have done if Alpha actually made contact. Instead, it is marked by 8. Oh, it's gone in! Well, that was how to thread the needle. How on earth has he nailed this?
I mean, if you look up perfect placement in the dictionary, first of all, you won't find it because it's actually 2 words, but if you could find it, you'd see that picture right there because that is exactly what Marked by 8 has just produced.
And BDS continue their climb back into this series. Vitality do not look to be rolling over just yet, but they have to avoid what happened in the last one where BDS hit them with a flurry of goals. Made it very difficult for them to come back. The demo is happening. Both teams trading a player out. Here is Fairy Peak. He's not got a keeper until MONKEYMOON respawns, redeploys, and gets himself in way of that one. Extra. He's going to have a bit of time, actually. Sets it up. Oh, what a save by Alpha. Wait, he's trying to outplay it. Alpha needs to stop doing this. It's getting so dangerous for his team.
I mean, yeah, I said earlier on, Vitality and indeed Alpha playing with such discipline, really not falling for those kind of traps that BDS set. Not trying too much, not trying to get too much out of any position, just settling for 50-50s, because that's really the best you can hope to get against BDS a lot of the time. Their Alpha, I mean, it's showing us what it looks like when you bite off more than you can chew. He's thinking, nah, no 50-50 here, I'm just going to outplay the guy, and he gets dunked on. So you got to watch out for those plays. You know, Alpha maybe feeling a bit frustrated here, wants to do more, wants to just get this over and done with, but they need to stay calm. Because every time you try and bite off too much against BDS, you will get punished.
Well, that's got to be so frustrating as well, because Alpha knows what he is capable of.
Yeah.
We've all seen what he's capable of, but the team shout would have been, well, we don't need it right now. It's an unneeded risk. So Alpha is actually being told to sort of hold back a little bit more. Trying a bit there. What? I have no idea what was happening there. I'm going to assume KAYDOP would have saved it on the goal line anyway, just to give them credit.
Fairy Peak just fell on top of the ball. He was mid-recovery, just landing after making an aerial play, and he fell on top of the clear. Took immediately intercepted, almost led into a Vitality goal.
Extra. It was the whole length of the pitch. KAYDOP looks to clear. MONKEYMOON still around. Look, hunted down Alpha, who gets there just in time. Now Alpha yet again. Has to just roll it over to the corner. He finally gets himself a 100 boost. Good challenge. MONKEYMOON does find himself a bit of an awkward spot, and actually he's really struggled on the goal line. You were talking earlier on about how it'll give every player in the world a little bit more confidence. Even MONKEYMOON will have an argument with the post on occasion.
That's made me happy. I do that all the time. Fall over the goalpost. It's one of the silliest things you can do in Rocket League, because not only are you making a terrible play, but you look completely ridiculous while you're doing it. But you know what happens? Those goalposts are treacherous.
All right, you can do a me and try and go on the backboard on Throwback Stadium. Not that smart. Minute and a half left. Still 1 goal is the difference. And we'll start seeing Vitality sort of open up that shell a little bit more. I'm sure despite the fact that they want to keep it calm, they also don't want to be going to Game 7. They want that goal back as quickly as they possibly can. Extra will take advantage of the whiff. I'll say Extra has done a phenomenal job this series of just keeping that transition game going, getting rid of the ball so cleanly for his team. Extra once again called into action. Good challenge. Who's going to be first to it? KAYDOP can't do a thing. And I hear Champions Field calling. And so do BDS.
That was just all too familiar for Vitality. I think they had about 9 boosts between all 3 of them when that goal goes in. They just had nothing. They were trying to hold on, trying to stop that advance from BDS, and eventually 50-50 goes to an even position and there's no boost for Vitality to compensate. So once again, it's BDS who are turning this into a Game 7. And I mean, this is just a nightmare scenario for Vitality. I feel like they'd rather go to Game 7 after, you know, having a little bit of a comeback like they did in the upper bracket. Maybe they're not done just yet. That's half a chance. And can Fairy Peak get around an extra piece into it? BDS are giving Vitality nothing.
Extra has been everywhere this entire game. There is nothing available for Team Vitality. And now it is time to show what they have got, because they are going to Game 7 as Team BDS look to hold on to their perfect record in Grand Finals. They are 7-0 heading into this. They are 1 game away from 8-0.
I mean, this is just, it's a terrifying prospect for Vitality. Like you said, we're going to Champions Field now for the last game in the series. Vitality need a win to reset the bracket. BDS can win the tournament. They can win the Winter Major with just 1 more game. You'd feel like it should be like a homecoming for KAYDOP and Fairy Peak, whose names are written on the banners in Champions Field. But it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like we're going to BDS's home. You know, they're the ones who are waiting to invite Vitality, and in you come, Champions Field Game 7. This is where BDS belong. It's where they have thrived all season long. So yeah, I mean, Fairy Peak, KAYDOP, your names are written on the banners, but we all know this is BDS house, so you better be on your best behavior.
And we will see now. Are we going to get another series, or is it done here? Have Vitality got it in them to do what many teams have struggled to do, and that is stop BDS once they get the ball rolling? It's, for new viewers, it's hard to sort of undersell just how difficult that task is going to be as the F-150 gets us set up. We hope it's not going to be for the final time of this weekend, but for BDS and their fans out there, they want nothing more. Game 7 underway, 5 minutes between another series, and BDS marching closer and closer to the Grand Slam.
And what a statement that would be to win back-to-back majors. They've done the regionals. They've won several of those. They've won the major in the fall. To do it in winter as well against the same team. I mean, Vitality, even a team with all their experience, got to start to doubt themselves. This is the highest level I've seen Vitality play all season. They really have peaked at the right time. And even with that peak performance, BDS are right there with them.
Oh, well, that's the player that they're going to want. KAYDOP, I'm not going to say he's played bad, but he's definitely not been at that same level throughout the past few games. They just need that magic once again. Called in. He's got a bit of time. MONKEYMOON doesn't want to challenge him immediately. Oh. But neither did KAYDOP want to take the play immediately.
It's a sneaky mind game where you actually don't have any other option because you've ran out of boost. So good job by BDS to just realize that KAYDOP has in fact got no additional touches. And to play the ball is the only correct option. KAYDOP's been shut down, and Vitality have been shut down. Oh my goodness, what a shot! That should have gone in! Fairy Peak with a wicked redirect. And you know, he's hit it too well, he hit it too hard.
Okay, well, there's your quick reminder that goals can come from anywhere in the RLCS. And we were that close to a highlight reel play to kick us off. I think that'll be a reminder as well. BDS conceded a lot of goals earlier on the counter-attack. It can happen at any time. Vitality always waiting for their chance. Here is Alpha. Over to Fairy Peak. Whoa. Has he got a second one? It's off the crossbar again. And Fairy Peak has found himself a new nemesis.
I mean, is this Game 7 of a major? Is Fairy Peak in a redirect training pack? What is going on right now? He's just upfield the entire game, knocking on every shot that comes towards him. And like we said earlier on, these are some fast passes. They're just launching the ball forward. Fairy Peak every single time on the end of it. And still no goals for Vitality. Luckily for them, BDS have not had an early goal like they did in the last 2 games.
Marked by 8. Wants to try and find a way through there. I don't think if he quite... Yeah, he still got a soft touch. Couldn't get the double tap. Backboard by Fairy Peak. Very difficult to outpace BDS in their own side of the field to get the follow-up. Alpha's clear isn't as clean as he needed. Let's get a second touch. BDS can't control as easily as they would like. Diving challenge from Fairy Peak. KAYDOP with Fairy Peak. He's still the target. Just put him downfield, see if he can get the touch. And they are coming close, you know. Arguably, should have at least got something for it by now. Just so tense right now, John, as we wait for this first goal. Wait for that first opportunity to really present itself. BDS have not really had much of anything so far in this game. Is it going to happen here off the top of the goal? Alpha takes a little bit too much time. In comes Extra to the far side, and Alpha will keep it out. And he's managed to find KAYDOP, who looks to try and take it the furthest way away from his net as possible. Alpha's challenge back into the own corner. Like I said, lows followed up by explosive gameplay on either side.
Good chance here for Alpha 54. He gets bumped as he tries to fly in for a rebound there. That's a great play by BDS to just make sure that you get a piece of Alpha. If he's gonna beat you to the ball, you just got to take him out. Never want to see Alpha flying at a rebound because he can hit just about any angle. He can just read just about any bounce. Now KAYDOP goes for the air dribble and the 50-50 midair. Still that disciplined style for Vitality. Just taking the 50-50s, trying to control them. This is a great play now. Alpha into the middle. KAYDOP on the end of it, but he puts it wide.
Still sticks around. Fairy Peak doesn't quite trust it. He was right to not. Alpha off the ceiling one more time. Just need that little bit of space. BDS with all three players back. They won't give any of it. KAYDOP into the midfield.
Whoa!
It's bounced so awkwardly. And the moment that touch happened, Alpha just noped out of that play. He was not jumping for it.
Yes, again, it's one of those positions where someone just falls on top of the ball and intercepts it by accident in the middle of a recovery. Vitality are not falling for BDS tricks. BDS are trying to draw them in and hit them on the counter. Vitality making sure to prioritize those fast rotations, but all of a sudden, Extra breaks free. He's got the center ball. Is anybody following up? It's marked by 8. Bouncing straight down. Alpha gets the clear. And what a huge clear that is.
Overtime to see where we go next. Fairy might actually be able to turn around and continue off the kickoff. We'll stick around. Fairy has not left the midfield since the kickoff happened. Double commit here. MONKEYMOON has the louder voice. He will take control of the ball. Over to KAYDOP, marked by 8. Called into question. Passes or flying colors. Booming clear to now put the pressure on Alpha. Fairy Peak with just a little bit of space. Can't get that second touch where he could hook it over to himself. Alpha has managed to find some room.
Oh!
And the crossbar for a third time denies Vitality.
Extra with a monstrous save. Keeps BDS in the series. That was Vitality's ticket. But it's been stolen and now Extra gets the winning goal. He saves his team at one end and wins the major for them at the other.
Extra has styled in these past 3 games. And if there was anyone that deserved it, it was BDS. Alpha, as you can see, distraught. Unable to send us through to that second series. But for BDS, it is the second major that they have claimed. They are now so close to achieving that Grand Slam. And you guys all need to tune in next season to see whether or not this team can write their name in the history books. Ladies and gentlemen, Team BDS are your European major champions.